So please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? You met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Richter, Arnold, okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But you know,
Wait, hold up.
you got.
I got to
when it's
try
time,
this with
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No,
the
I look like
happy-
I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are all doing well out there and enjoying your Wednesday. It is hump day, y'all. I said it is hump day. It's time to hump the day away in a very mature fashion. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys are all doing well out there and enjoying your time, enjoying your Wednesday, doing something positive with your Wednesday. If you haven't done that yet, you jumped onto the show, you're watching the feed, you see the title down below. All right, hit that like button down below. That would be really appreciated. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. You know what I mean? We out here in these streets to give you guys conversations. Yes, conversations. Okay, so please hit that subscribe button, crush that subscribe button, nuke that subscribe button. We work hard out here in these streets, okay? Just for all y'all asses out there. Okay, so much appreciated. Okay, of course, I got to say this too, quick shameless plug. We do have a Patreon just started last week. Please go join our Patreon. We will be doing a private show over there this week. And it's going to be something you don't want to miss. It's going to be a huge conversation and it's going to be dope. So go over to patreon.com/the Pascal Show and crush that join button, or I forgot what it's called. Just become a patron. Okay. Become a member. Many tiers that you can pick out of. Join the family that is rapidly growing over there as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. Anyway, you know, I got the fellas in the house, but before I bring the fellas in, you know what I mean? There is something I wanted to talk about really quick. Today, you might be looking at this title and going, you know what? Why are you doing this? Well, let me explain something to you. It has been a very heavy week. All right. At least for me, you know, I'm still trying to find out stuff about my family, about my extended family out in Haiti. I'm still trying to find out about all that stuff. You know, I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff personally, family-wise, and all that stuff. There's been so many bad things going on internationally that I'm just like, you know what? We need a mental break Wednesday. We just need something that's light and fluffy and not as heavy today. Okay. And, thank you to the sweet baby Jesus. We got Abba and Preach and Fresh and Fit going at it right now. And this is just the nicest, the fluffiest, I don't know, piece of cake conversation we could ever have. Okay. It was either not doing a show today or actually doing a show today, but doing something lighter. And for me, I was like, you know what? I'm not really down for talking about any police brutality today. I'm not down for any murders or death or people taking their lives today. I just need a little bit of a mental break just for myself. So if you'll indulge me, I would really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And this is a very thick and heavy conversation. Anyway, yes, it's light and fluffy, but there's a lot going on. It's a multi-layered, sweet-ass piece of cake that we need to break down and talk about right here on the Pascal Show. Now, I know a lot of you guys might go, oh, well, you know, you don't really do the manosphere thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I talk about certain things. You know, I am still a man. Last I checked, I am still a man. You know what I'm saying? I still have my own personal opinions about how the world works and societal things and dating and all that stuff. And so I felt like, you know what? I need to talk about this. I need to bring this up. We need to have a conversation about it. We need to chop it up. And then, you know, if you guys are that compelled, I might open up the lines to have you guys come in and chop it up and talk with us about this. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear the opinions of everybody else as well. This whole thing, this beef between these two channels is getting ridiculous. And I felt like, you know what? We need to talk about it. I see a lot of other people, a whole bunch of people are talking about it like crazy, have been talking about it like crazy. And I'm just like, you know what? All right, let's jump into it. Let's talk about this. I was debating whether I was going to do it or not. And then this morning I was like, nah, you know, I got my own opinions about this story, about this situation. And I'm definitely leaning on one side more than the other. Maybe you guys can guess who I'm leaning towards while we have this discussion. Let me bring in my brothers. You know what I mean? We got David and T in the house. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
I'm pretty good. Hello to everyone in chat. Yeah, so this will be an interesting topic. I've only kind of watched this from one perspective, so you'll probably be providing a little bit of a more bigger picture for me here, I imagine. But it'd be interesting to talk about.
Yeah, you know, I definitely have my own personal opinions about everything. Yeah, I've been listening to both sides of the fence, but I'm definitely leaning on one side. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. T, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. What's up, fam, in the chat? What's up, David? Just happy to be here. This should be a topic that is a bit different for us in the morning, but let's chop it up and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's just have some fun. Let's talk about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right. We got to talk about this. And all of us have been watching, you know, from a distance. We've been watching what's going on. We've been seeing what's going on. We're seeing people talking about this. So I'm just like, all right, you know what? We got to chop it up. We got to get into this conversation. Okay. Now, you know, so we got to cut out the music and we got to get down the brass tacks here. Okay. All right. Here's what's basically popping. Abba and Preach and Fresh and Fit are two very popular YouTube channels. All right. They have, let's just say they have Abba and Preach are like the OGs. All right. They have been a part of this whole YouTube game for a very, very long time. They have well over counting 1.4 million subscribers. And they have just been they've been around for a long time. They put in the hard work. They've been doing their thing. And, you know, I guess you could basically say that they're part of this thing, which is this manosphere that exists on YouTube. Okay. And Fresh and Fit are a part of this too. Now, Fresh and Fit come in, and with a matter of months or a little under a year, I guess, you know, I haven't been clocking their progress like that, but they have worked their way up to well over 400,000. Actually, before the beef happened, they were at like 430,000 plus subscribers. Okay. There's a reason why I say this. So, of course, Abba and Preach, well past 1 million subscribers. You know, very, very thoughtful, well thought out videos. You know, they kind of keep it very, very simple, you know, with their backdrop, with their setting, with the microphone that they've been using, the setting that they've been using since day one. It's very, very simple. I mean, I remember there was a time when they had the noisy floorboards. That's how long I've been watching them, until they actually fixed the floorboards. You know, you'd always hear the floorboards creaking every time that they're talking and everything, you know. But they kept those authentic things because they just wanted to keep it real. They wanted it to be, they just wanted it to be as authentic and real as possible, right? So then now you have Fresh and Fit, who come into this whole thing, jump into this whole manosphere talk, this whole manosphere narrative, and they just skyrocket. Okay, they just fly through hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Now, I'm going to here it is. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due on both sides of the spectrum. Okay, you got somebody who is you got a group of guys, a duo that have been just pulled things up by the bootstraps, did it that old school, hard work, grit, sweat, tears, blood, sweat, and tears type of thing. You know what I mean? Rolling up your sleeves and doing the work. All right, doing the heavy lifting. Not only are you the client, but you also are, you also are the manager, the wait staff. You know what I'm saying? You're everything. Okay, that's Abba and Preach. Then you got Fresh and Fit from Miami who come in and it's neon lights, fast cars, fast women. You see what I'm saying? Instagram models and all that stuff. It's very flashy and in your face. It's just a supersized, much more heavily funded version of Abba and Preach if you just take out the comedy, because these guys aren't, I wouldn't call them comedians, okay? Abba and Preach are comedians, all right? These guys are just about the lifestyle. They're all about being alpha males, having money, being high-value men, and showing that all day long. High-value men, if you don't know what that is, a high-value man is someone who has 6 figures or copious amounts of money, in great shape, has really nice, has access to really nice resources, so on and so forth. That's something that Kevin Samuels kind of put out there. And if you don't know who Kevin Samuels is, please go and check him out, okay? Love him or hate him, he's out there and he's blowing the F up, okay? So you got Abba and Preach that is a little bit more, the old school putting in the work, and then you got Fresh and Fit that somehow have a copious amount of money that they can throw towards a studio, a really great rig. I mean, their setup is nice. I'm going to give them mad props on that. Their setup is nice, okay? But they found a formula for themselves that works, okay, for Fresh and Fit. It's almost like a late night, like a after hours, like Howard Stern. But if you threw out Howard Stern and put these two guys in, if that makes any sense, they bring in a lot of good looking girls that will do all kinds of crazy stuff. They bring in, sex workers or adult film stars that will sit there, talk about their crazy sexcapades, so on and so forth. Abba and Preach don't do that. They stand in front of the same mic, same backdrop, and talk and speak their mind about what's going on in the world. Okay. So Abba and Preach, they're the OGs, okay, of this kind of commentary. Fresh and Fit invite Abba and Preach to come onto the show. Abba ends up flying out to go to Miami, where the show is stationed, to sit down and talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. And one of the conversations that they had was talking about paying for sex. Okay. They called it something else, and I don't like the word personally. I don't like it. You know what I mean? They call it box. I don't like that word. I think it's kind of degrading in my personal opinion. So, paying for sex. All right. And they're putting in their own 2 cents about this whole thing. Abba is on the show live in person, Preaches somewhere back at home, and he's Skyping in or whatever. And they're talking about this whole thing. And the thing is the way that Fresh and Fit are talking about this seems as if they're lying through their teeth. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Okay. Show's over. They go back. Abba goes back home. Apparently, Fit or Myron starts talking ish, like a few days later, starts talking ish on Abba and Preach. All right. Of course, as time goes on, Abba and Preach obviously see this video and they react to this. They react to that video, but on top of that, react to the video that they were a part of, like the conversation about paying for sex. Okay. And throughout this entire video, they're basically saying like these dudes capping, for a fact they're acting like they don't do that. They don't pay for this and that and the third, when they clearly show that they are paying for that ill na. You see what I'm saying? And then, of course, this spirals into a much bigger conversation or argument. Okay. Now, that's a lot to say. Okay. I'm trying to give you a quick breakdown of what's going on. Okay. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I've messed up or if I've skipped a step or a moment. But after this all goes down, Fresh and Fit get onto their show and they talk a whole bunch of mess. Now, I want to show you guys, excuse me. I want to show you guys the reaction of Abba and Preach. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I want to show you guys how they react and what is being said from Fresh and Fit. It's the easiest way is to just show this particular perspective instead of showing 7 different angles. It just is too much. So just to abbreviate this whole situation, I think it might be best if I show you guys what's going on over here. So 1 second, please. All right, fellas are back. So this is what we have so far. Take a listen.
That are really upset. We are better than you niggas, period. People want to know our thoughts. I'm going to keep it really brief, right? I don't have much thoughts on their platform. Are they doing some good things for some people? I'm sure. I have no doubt. I'm not even denigrating that. We just came at them for their ideas in regards to paying for box and all this stuff. Thought it was full of shit. I'm like, yo, realize niggas don't pay for box. Even more, what I find really distasteful is you come to find out that Myron Gaines himself, right, the so-called pickup artist, the master, has his own seeking arrangements account, his own profile, all right? This is on the web. You can find it. This man's out here talking about don't pay for box, don't pay for box. He's on a website for...
Okay, so this is from what he found. This guy, Myron, who has been saying about being a high value individual, saying all this stuff that, you know, you don't need, you a man, you don't need to do any of this stuff. The Abba and Preach found this information, and here it is right here. It says, what does it say? This is the part that I found very funny. Aside from him saying, I live in Miami, Florida, whatever. He says, not to sound cocky, but here are some numbers. Now, Myron is a guy who will spit out statistics all day long. He'll be like 1 in 5 men are such and such all day long. Okay. He spouts these things out when he's going against, when he's debating against Instagram models that he brings onto the show. Okay. That are pretty much half cocked because they've been drinking before they even start going live on the show. I just have to point that out. That's just one small thing not a huge fan of, but at the same time, this is what he does, and this is what they do on the show. But let's go in here. He goes, not to sound cocky, but here are some numbers. Only 4% of the male population is over 6'2", 6'2". Less than 3% of males make over 300K. Only 5% of men are in shape with abs. You lucked out. I have all 3 in one package. So yeah, I'm picky for a reason. Okay? He says beauty in women is common, but high value men are not. Be prepared to compete. Verbatim. This is written in his sugar mama page. Like he's a sugar baby. He's looking for a sugar mama. Allegedly. Okay? Let's continue here.
For sugar daddies and sugar babies. Okay. All right. You want to be a giant hypocrite? Do your thing. Okay. Then you come to find out this man's talking about, listen, we want burning desire from ladies. Ain't that what they say? Right? You want to get their best. So you got to earn it. Come to find out, this man's telling girls in the DMs that if they want to come on the platform, they have to fuck. And if they don't, he gets upset about it and he gets all pissy. Oh, you fucked all my other boys. You won't fuck me, then you can't get on the platform.
So now they have screenshots of him honestly saying, this is Myron again. Fit, not Fresh. Fit saying, hey, if you want to get on my show, because, the show is blowing the F up. The show is exploding. All right. The show's been huge. I'm not going to sit here and say and turn away from the numbers and the formula. What they are doing is working for them. And their numbers are ridiculous. I mean, every time that they go live, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are tuning in every single night. Why? Because their formula works. But These guys are trying to use it as leverage for the ill nah. Okay. Now they're sitting there going, hey, if you want to come onto the show, you got to give me some love before you even get a chance to be on this show. That's what's going on here too. They got screenshots of this. They came with receipts, y'all. I've been preach. I just wanted to point that out.
So wait, you want to bang a girl who just wants to come on the platform for clout, and you think that's burning desire? And again, guys, I don't even care that he goes about that way to bang girls. Do whatever you want. You earned your platform. Go ahead. Me, it's the hypocrisy of these ideas. You preach to these men that they have to always seek this thing, that this is the way to live, that this is the best way, but you don't even walk the talk. That's what I find distasteful. It's like a Derek Jackson talking about be faithful to your wife, don't pay for box. Come to find out this man's cheating on everyone. How are you any different? Can you tell me? Now everyone's gonna get, well, we're attacking people in the manosphere. I don't care about the manosphere. I don't care about none of this. Move with integrity in life. That's it. Right. I'm not here about some scene. Oh, you can't go on this podcast. I don't care. At the end of the day, the truth remains the truth. When I came into the game, when I was listening to Patrice, we didn't call it red pill. We just called it the truth. These niggas is fronting on some points. That doesn't mean they're not helpful to you. Maybe if you're one of their fans, right? Maybe they help you with finances, fitness. Maybe even they helped you with game. I don't.
But here's the thing, though. They talk about finances and all that, but the times that I've seen the show Fresh and Fit, which I'll watch every once in a while, that kind of thing, just to see what kind of craziness is going on. They don't really talk about finances that much. They might talk about it once in a while, but their main thing is Frank castling a whole bunch of girls and capturing all that on tape, getting these girls drunk, letting the girls talk crazy, Myron not having any time for this ish, and then Frank castling those girls out. That's at least from what I've seen, right? I don't really see a whole lot of them talking about finances and going, hey, here's a way that you can do this, that, and the third. If you want to do this, you got to do that. If you want to make more money doing this, you got to do that. I don't really see them doing that much about that. I see them flashing their valuables, right? Flashing the things that they have, their spoils, like their cars and stuff, which from my understanding, do they really own those things or not? That's a question too. I see them flossing everything, but I don't see them. I have not yet heard them say anything in regards to finances on the show. And then when they talk about fitness, I've only seen them talk about you're fat. If you're fat, you're lazy. I don't have time for it. That's all I hear. Instead of, hey, here's a cool meal plan you can use, or hey, go to my website and get this workout regimen, so on and so forth. If you're a high value dude already and you are tall, but you don't have a six pack, I can help you get that six pack. Let me show you how. Here's the thing. I don't see any of that. I just hear you're fat, go work out. I don't see it. I see more of them talking to women, throwing out the facts, throwing out their statistics, and throwing girls out that are wearing low plunging shirts and high skirts. That's all I see on the show, right? So I go, okay, how much value is actually being brought to that show? If it's only an entertainment-based show, then I'm with it. I get it. But if they're saying that they're coming in with value, then I beg to differ.
No. But all we talked about were these ideas and how they were hypocritical.
Here's the thing.
You guys been blowing us up, man.
Yeah, you guys been blowing us up with DMs and everything. Apparently, I've been Preach decided to make a video talking smack out of nowhere, out of left field, and it's funny about capping and paying for box. And I was like, didn't we talk about this several months ago? Like, why are you guys bringing this up like now? Like, what the hell?
We're trending, man.
Yeah.
The only reason we brought it up later is because we already covered a couple of videos from that podcast and the second one after. And we did both podcasts on the same day. The first one, and then came back later on for the second one. I completely forgot about the first one. So I covered the second one. And then months later, somebody sent me a link to it. It's like, hey, what did you think about this conversation? So I rewatched it. I'm like, hey, man, there's a lot of dumb things that were said. Let me cover it. It's not that deep. Okay, this whole idea that there's some giant conspiracy is not that deep. But anyways, if you guys wanted to know, that was why. We're trending, man.
Yeah.
We're popping right now.
But then I did, as always, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? And then I thought to myself, why would they bring this up now? Chris, can you show Exhibit A real fast? So let's see here. Let's see. These guys have almost 1 million more subs than us, guys. All right.
So we're the blue line.
We're the blue line. They're the red. They have 1.38, which is 1,380,000 subscribers. Guys, we only have 430,000 subscribers. Yep. Okay, we have literally like less than 1/3 of their joint, right? And we got 20 million views, and they got 14.9 million views. Ouch. very interesting for you guys to go ahead and make a video insulting us months after the fact. I wonder why. Oh, it's because we're hotter than you guys right now.
All this talk.
Okay. All right. There's more. I'm going to show you guys. There's more, but I'm going to take this one down because this is already enough. Okay. So they've gone from talking about what they need to talk about, talking about Oppen and Preach, and now it's turned into a glorified pissing contest. Now it's, oh, who's got the bigger wang? Who's got the bigger equipment in the house? Let me show you the facts, because we see the graphs and all that. We got this and that and the other. We're making more stuff than you. We're doing better than you. We work harder than you. They kept going in and saying all kinds of crazy ass ish. Now, thing is in my personal opinion, and I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to hate this or that are going to get upset about this, but here it is. I'm going to say it. As much as you sit there and say, hey, we are, you guys are beta, you guys are not even alpha, you don't even represent the manosphere, right? And all that. That's when he was like, I don't give a damn about the manosphere. I'm here to talk my own personal opinions. I'm not here to represent just one narrative the entire time, right? Now, ain't it beta for you to start trying to do a pissing contest? Ain't it beta when you start talking ish on the opponent instead of just like by pulling out the stats and the graphs and saying we're better than you, we're better than you, we're better than you, we have less subscribers and we're better than you? Ain't that beta as F? Doesn't that go against the whole idea of the manosphere in the first place? Of the red pill? Ain't that blue pill as F in most circles? Red pill circles? Manosphere circles? Ain't that what it is? When you start losing your cool, I thought the whole purpose of being an alpha is to hold your ground and being cool about everything. I thought that's what it was. These moments right here look really bad on behalf of Fresh and Fit. They look beta as hell. We got another video I want to show you guys really quick. Because like I said, there's more, there's more to this. Because these guys said all kinds of different things, all kinds of offensive things towards not only just, not only just, about their numbers and saying that they're better than them because they make more money, they make more videos and all that stuff. But on top of that, they go after Preach's wife, and they insult his country. And if you don't know, Preach is Haitian. You don't talk ish on Haiti. I'm sorry, you just don't. Okay? Let me show you guys this video. You just don't. You just don't do this, man. Real talk. You just don't. Sorry, guys. Having a little bit of a glitch here. Okay. I think it's queued up.
Quick, guys, okay? Because I know this is probably on everyone's minds.
Whoops. Where is it? Nope. Where is it at? I think it's right about here. Nope. Damn, I lost it. I had it and now it's gone. You know what? Basically, I'm just gonna tell you guys what happened. Because I can't find it right now. Basically, in the video, he is basically calling him a primate. All right, I'm trying to find the best way of saying it. This is Myron, just making a bunch of sounds, animal sounds, and basically calling Preach's wife ugly. All right, and saying that that Preach is weird and all this stuff, right? So then Fresh Prince CEO basically says, hey man, preach, why don't we box this thing out, right? And of course, Preach is like, shit, you want to go? Let's go. You know what I mean?
And he called his wife a beluga whale, was the word he used.
Beluga whale. Straight up called her a beluga whale. I mean, it is just, like I said, in my personal opinion, as beta as beta gets. Here we go. I got it now. Let me get this up here. I think I found it. I'm sorry, guys, for the mix up. I apologize. Gotta love these lives. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it live. So here it is, guys. Hopefully. Oh, shoot.
We say the facts. We give our L's and our W's, right? So real talk, man. We put out invite. If y'all want to talk shit, come back in the studio. We'll talk about it. Or we could box about it too. Because I'm in the gym now. You feel me? I'm feeling nice right now. I'm wired right now.
First one's a box of Preach, bro. First one's a box of Preach,
bro. So you know what? Come back to Miami. Let's box it out. Talk it out too. How about that?
In 3 months, though. No, but real talk, man. Like, if we're gonna have this discussion, we're harder than you niggas, straight up, and we work harder than you guys. We put out all different types of content. Yep. We're just out here reacting. Now, man, look, get the fuck out of here, bro. Yo, we're not.
And later on in the video, you're saying that you want to box with me. Sort of happened that I'm gonna be in the U.S. next week. You want to fucking do this shit? Let's go, both of you. I'll be in U.S. next fucking week.
Hold up.
Let's go. We'll put gloves on. Because not only this, that's why I have a problem. Now you talk shit about my wife.
This nigga Preach is married. Probably to a fucking beluga whale somewhere.
Boom.
And y'all niggas talking shit.
And you talk shit about my country. Old bitch said that he was about to send me on a boat to my country, to Haiti. Yeah? Cool. Next week, I'll be in the States. I'll drop by your fucking studios. You know where it is? Give me the address. I'll be right there.
He gonna hurt some people. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say that right now. I mean, he trains, okay? He fights, okay? This guy's not gonna mess around. I'm just saying, you don't go after somebody's wife and then also go after somebody's country, all right? Which he is proud. He is a proud Haitian. All right. You just don't do that, y'all. Okay. It's one thing to attack, say, what they were talking about, right? And coming at them with facts. It's another thing to go after the person that they love, right? It's another thing to go after the someone and calling them weird just because they happen to have their own opinions that maybe oppose yours. All right. Having a beef like this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen and ever heard. But at the same time, this is what it is. This is what we're seeing right now. Now, you tell me, was Fresh and Fit's reaction and response to everything alpha or beta? Or helps with the manosphere narrative? Now, I will say this, though, too. All right. Yes. For it is entertaining as hell to see a bunch of women getting kicked out of a show. All right. It's entertaining. It's very Jerry Springer-ish. OK, it is. People will watch and go, oh, damn, he did what, bruh? The dude's going crazy. But watch the times that Fresh has or Fit has ever kicked out a person. A lot of times they're kicking a person out just because that woman is talking over them. No patience at all. None. Get out. Get the F out. But I was just, no, get the F out. I don't want to talk about it. No, get the F out. Is that beta or is that alpha? I'm just curious. To me, that shows signs of that is not a high value mannerism. You know what I'm saying? That's not an alpha tactic, in my personal opinion. I mean, and that's just my personal opinion. Now, I know that it works for them because they can take those clips out, put them on the internet, or out of that live stream that they have, cut them out. People watch them, they laugh, they chuckle. It's entertainment. But does that bring value to their show where they talk about being high value? Probably not. So then when you see them react to Abba and Preach's reaction of this conversation that they had in the past, how are they approaching the situation? Is it still with class and integrity? Or is it playground bully, insecure BS? Now I'm going to throw these questions out to all y'all, because here it is. You can clearly see who's got more maturity than the other. But I'm going to tell you this, because some people are going to sit there and go, "Oh yeah, when Preach said he's down to fight and all that stuff, that shows immaturity." Let me tell you something. You talk about the person that I love. You talk about the country that I came from, that I love. You talk about anything that I love in some derogatory and disrespectful manner, then you challenge me to a fight, bruh, I'm outside of your door, already ringing the doorbell. I'm already called on the show going, "Hey, plane tickets are already bought. I'll be there tomorrow. Let's go." Period. You don't do that. You lost all respect. You lost all respect right when you say those kinds of crazy things. Period, y'all. So there's a reason why I wanted to say these things, okay? Because as soon as Abba and Preach put this out, I got something to read to you guys, okay? This is something that you need to hear. So they posted something on YouTube, which has now been taken down. That's another sign. Just go with me here. But they put up another thing. They went out and apologized. Okay, this is after everything. Let me show this to you guys real quick. So I came in with links, y'all. I came in with Windows. Let's go. Let's go. It says here, "We apologize to our supporters. From this point, we are not going to engage in beef. We are here to help you guys navigate women, fitness, and finances, not drama. We are going to keep giving you guys the content you subscribe for. We apologize for deviating." All right. So on and so forth. So they came out with an apology, which, like I said, they later took down. Then they went onto their show and said, "Hey, we're sorry. We apologize to Abba and Preach." Why though? As of yesterday, they were at 430,000 plus subscribers. Now they're at like 420,000, I think. I need to look at that again. But they've lost well over 10,000 subscribers pretty much overnight. All over this beef. And also because Abba and Preach exposed their asses. Showed the truth of what Fresh and Myron are really all about. That they're faking the funk. And let me tell you something. Hey, man, if that's your hustle, listen. Yeah, they lost like 20K. They're at 400,000 and 412,000. I'm sorry. Wow. Thanks. It's just Kenny. I appreciate that. You see what I'm saying, though? Because as soon as you got Abba and Preach, who are the OGs, come on, y'all. They've been on this platform for a lot longer. They've earned their respect. And they came with receipts, y'all. This is not just allegations. This is not just allegedly. They showed up with receipts, y'all. And those receipts don't lie. So for somebody who sits there and goes, "No, you want the woman to chase you and all that stuff, and this is how you get a girl, and this is all about swaggy and being this, that, and the third," right? How much of it is fake and how much of it is real? I get it. They got a very successful platform. They do. They were able to throw money at a really nice set. Man, I'm jealous of that set. I want that set. You know what I'm saying? And they got to set up in a program that works for them. That's how they were able to skyrocket past 400,000 within months, because they found a formula that works. But when you try to go after somebody who's been around for a long time and they put in the work, I've been preaching put in the work, y'all, which I respect more, because they put it together with like blood, sweat, bubble gum, and freaking dental floss. You know what I'm saying? They put that thing together with nothing in their pockets, and they were able to build it to something really amazing. And you're trying to go after them where they've earned that respect, when all I see how these two men on the show, Fresh and Fit, how they react to things, how they treat the women on the show, how they treat the other people on the show. I mean, they do have some douchebags on the show, but let's be real. You bring the douchebags on the show for a reason. All right. But if you're not bringing people on the show of value, then your show loses its value. And then you become your show. You're more concerned about your views and your numbers than you are actually about the content in which you are putting on that channel. And it shows right there. It's proof in the pudding. Anyway, I want to throw it up to the guys. I want to hear your thoughts on this, y'all. What do you think about all this? Oh, and don't forget to hit that like button down below. I see a bunch of y'all in here. Hit that like button, please, please, please. And I might be opening up the phone lines or the video. I might be throwing out a video link so we can have an open conversation. So what are your thoughts, David?
Yeah, I got to go soon, so I'll just kind of summarize everything I think about this pretty quickly. So as far, I'm a big fan of Abba Preach, and I watch their content almost all the time. I almost watch all of their videos. And I really like what they say. They do talk about some of the issues related to like men's health and stuff, but they don't go for, I don't think they go for this whole manosphere thing. They've always spoke negatively of it. And they tend, I mean, their channel is usually just them talking, but they tend to deal with deeper subjects or try to break it down more fairly. And if you compare this to Fast and Fit, I watch a lot of fitness channels, especially ones about lifting. And I only watched a few from this channel. They don't really do anything you'd expect from a fitness channel, to be honest. They don't set up plans for people. They don't talk about progress. They don't show their actual exercises. None of the stuff you'd expect from a real fitness channel that you would watch. Meal plans, things like that. They don't talk about any of it.
No.
And they always just bring in, like you said, they always bring in these scantily clad women that they, I'm pretty sure they just bring them in so they can insult them, kind of inflate their own ego or image. Because, I mean, obviously this guy is paying for women to date him, or I guess, you know, whatever, but he's using them as credibility as far as his dating goes. And we've seen this with a few people in this kind of thing before, where they're paying like escorts or other girls that don't even like them to show up and kind of support this idea that they're their ladies' man. This is kind of the scam thing you see from some of these, I guess, like more focused manosphere projects or whatever. So as far as that goes, I mean, Abba and Preach have been a great channel. They've talked about a lot of things I haven't seen before, and Fast and Fit doesn't really talk about fitness in any significant way. They just talk about women and usually about their own numbers or something like that, but they don't really do it in a meaningful or deep way. It's always just from their perspective. They don't open up to what the women themselves are saying or anything. They always just kind of dismiss them and get rid of them. And so, I mean, it's not too surprising that that they responded this way, Fast and Fit. I mean, Abba and Preach did 2 videos on them. I watched both of the videos. They didn't really, they pointed out some of the fraud of it. And I agree with them that it's a fraud if you're paying women to be with you and using that as a kind of credibility. But either way, yeah, Fresh and Fit. I think I said Fast and Fit, my bad. But
it happens.
Yeah. Either way, they don't cover the fitness part. That was what I was getting at. But so they're not really producing anything meaningful. It's just kind of low-level entertainment compared to Preach and Abba, who do sometimes just do simpler videos that are entertaining. But a lot of times, I think they talk a little more deeply about things that other people aren't doing, especially often coming from their own perspectives, because they've been traveled. One of them's from Haiti. One of them's from, I believe, Kenya. They got family there, so, you know, they've been all over the place. They both do comedy tours, or at least Abba does. I'm not sure if Preach does comedy tours. Do you know?
I mean, I think he does. I think they both do their own thing, separately, but together they do some really great stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah. And I think he's Ethiopian. I think.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
I
Ethiopian.
think. I could be wrong, but
I can't remember.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, so I just think they have a great channel, and all they did was talk about the content that they were making on their YouTube channels. But then the fitness channel came back and was like insulting his wife, insulting his country, not talking about their work. I mean, I guess they mentioned their work in the briefest way, saying it was lazy or whatever. But whereas the Abba and Preach video was actually showing evidence and breaking down how the channel says one thing and is doing something completely different behind the scenes. So I think the response from the other channel just came because they felt exposed, because it's true. They don't really talk about anything that's that meaningful or interesting. And they come back with insults for his wife, not just criticisms, but like straight up insults for his wife and his country.
Which, by the way, if I understand, Fresh CEO is Haitian as well. So I don't understand why that even came into the conversation. Like, Fresh should have stepped up and said something, but at the same time, like, a lot of times it feels like Myron's the more of the lead than the other. But that's just my personal opinion. But he's Haitian too. Like, he should have said something. You know what I mean? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So basically, I agree with him. And adding onto the insult, threatening to box him, it was pretty childish, especially since, as we've seen, they didn't really mean it, because as soon as Preach was ready to go down, and you could tell he's pissed in that video they deleted, he was really angry and ready to go for it. Or, I mean, not the one they deleted, but the one they responded to and then deleted their response to, where they basically apologized for everything because Preach didn't back down like they thought. They were just trying to get some clout by insulting someone they didn't think would fight back, because he's a relaxed guy. Preach isn't really an aggressive person, at least on his videos. So they probably didn't think he would take it seriously, and he did, and he was willing to go down there, and he still is, as far as I know, going down to their area in Miami. And then that's when they backed off. Like, he's willing to fight both of them back to back, and they still backed off because they're just loudmouths who don't actually do what they talk about. A lot of times they won't do this fight that they were talking about, threatening them with. They don't really have meaningful conversations with women. They consider themselves high value, but they always go for women that they can just get by their money, not necessarily like someone that's good for them. And as with most people you see that consider themselves high value, they base it on a criteria that's important to them, but not necessarily important to other people. Just because they think they're high value doesn't mean they really are to a woman, especially if they're immature and can't function in the relationship, because that's a lot more important than being able to just provide for the person. You must also be able to spend time working on that relationship and getting to know them, treating them as equals. And I don't think that this channel ever promotes that, not the way Abba and Preach do. Because Abba and Preach do talk about men issues, mental health, and all of that stuff. But they will, and they will call out women as well, especially for certain videos. But they always are more fair. Like, they treat women like normal human beings that are equal and complex, just like men are. That's not what you see on Fresh and Fit. Not at all.
Yeah. Real quick, Mr. Behavior said this too. Preach doesn't need to be aggressive because he knows he can fight. And that's facts. He doesn't need to do anything. I mean, this dude trains, this dude fights, he trains like a fighter. I mean, I just don't see it. But yeah, I appreciate your commentary on that, David, because I know you gotta jump off here. But yeah, it's like I said, all of this is just super immature and ridiculous. You know what I mean? And like I said, some of these things, they just need to have more. They need to figure out something else because they got way too much time on their hands. At least this is what I see with Fresh and Fit. I mean, you can have this. That's the other thing. You can have opposing ideas, right? You can have different thoughts about things in the world, okay? And come to the same table and have a conversation and be real and conversate like gentlemen, or just like human beings, like mature adults, and not try to attack somebody's country, attack somebody's person, like their own self, their wife. Which, by the way, in those things, like you got somebody he's married to someone that he loves, right? But you don't see her all up in the videos. You know what I'm saying? You don't see her out here. Why? Because she wants to be left in the back. She doesn't want to be out there in the front, on the world stage to be judged. But they went there, fresh and fit. Man, I can't talk today. They went there. Okay, fresh and fit decided to go down a bottom rung and go after the woman that he loves, especially a woman that's not out here on his social medias and all over the place and in every single video that they do whenever their relationship goal videos. No, they don't do that stuff. They keep her. She is in the back because she does not want to be out there like that. So the fact that they even brought that in is like the lowest of the low, in my personal opinion. Really, really low. We got a super chat here really quick. Mark S., thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It says donating to Mr. T's gold chain and Mohawk fund. Okay, you know what? I'd pay to see that too. Okay. I don't know if he'd be down for that, but I'm down to see that challenge. Let's make that happen, man. But T, you haven't said much. You haven't said anything yet. Real quick. And shout out to DJ Exclusive because he's in the house. DJ Exclusive, what's up, man? What's up, James? I hope you're doing well. All right. Y'all, he is the one of the personalities and one of the co-hosts of the Benjamin Dixon Show. You guys want to definitely jump on over there and be a part of their conversations because it's pretty damn amazing. And he also DJs during the breaks and all that. Dude is hilarious. Got a gang full of dad jokes. Big metal fan. So go and check him out. He is fantastic. And the Benjamin Dixon Show is really, really dope. Go and check that out before you jump onto this show. Okay. Monday through Friday. Anyway, T, thoughts?
Yeah, I was just processing the situation. This isn't like my cup of tea. I don't really get into men talking about other men in terms of what they do with, women out here. I mean, especially those who are doing it for clout chasing reasons and those who are just living a facade. It seems like from my quick preview of this fresh and fit station, I mean, the insecurity of these guys is just showing. It's coming, it's like, it's in their pores pretty much. For them to be presenting all this, fluff, all of these, theatrics around themselves. It's just them trying to mask who they really are as men, and trying to elevate themselves as being better than what they actually are. Mm-hmm. If they're telling people to be high value and attract high value women, they're not doing it. At least from what I've seen, it seems like these women are just there for the ride, as far as IG life, something quick, something kind of glamorous, but nothing long term. I'm more of an old school person, so I mean, I'm more into building character, building relationships, coming together and building an empire. These guys here don't seem that kind of way. They seem simply, just quick. What can I get? All right, next, and moving on. It's all propaganda. It's all fluff. Nothing, no substance at all. As in terms of Abba and Preach, they're more of the traditional man or men. And they have an actual foundation, and foundations have to be built for success. So they're going to last long term in their channel because they have loyal fans who are subscribed to them for more than just appearance. They subscribe to them because of their intellect, what they can use in their own lives, and that's pretty easy to see, in my opinion. It's unfortunate that they were, their personal lives are dragged into this. Someone's wife being spoken about, someone's home country being spoken about, especially right now with the timing of it. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Haiti has enough going on, out of their control. And for someone else to bring up their home country and going there by boat, all those are low blows. Yep. And that's not what real men do. Real men don't even talk about this stuff publicly. So for this to happen publicly like this, It's really showing their true character as I won't want to say men, as males, I would say. If they're not practicing what they preach. They're not quote unquote living a lifestyle that can be replicated for longevity, in my opinion. And also, if, like you said, Pascal, if the other Fresh and Fit host is from Haiti and his co-host is dissing Haiti and he didn't speak up about it publicly, that tells you right there. It's all BS, man.
How alpha is that? That you ain't even willing to step up and go, wait. You know what I mean? Or let the Haitian speak to the Haitian about sending the Haitian back to Haiti on a boat. See what I'm saying? It's kind of like he could say it. You know what I mean? But within this climate with the earthquake and everything, you just don't say that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk ill on that person, period, from where they came from and all that stuff. It's just messed up. Real quick, we do have a couple super chats I want to throw on. Mark Saunders, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, the wild amount of immaturity on Fresh and Fit side is crazy. They really think that after speaking ill on Haiti, they will only have preach to deal with. That's facts. Because it's, for me, I'm like, yo, why are you talking ill on this, man? Come on, bro. Man, that's blood. You know what I mean? Thank you. Real quick, there's one right here. Thank you. Red Sings the Blues says Fresh is from Barbados. I thought he was from Haiti, and that's my bad then. But if it is, obviously Fresh, Red knows those guys. So my bad. My correction. So we retract anything that we said about him being Haitian, but still the fact that he's still going after preach for where he comes from is messed up. Just the country he comes from, and then on top of that, his wife, his own personal stuff, wrong. Just straight up wrong, in my personal opinion. A lady 747 gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It's the modern day Rat Pack, literally. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't agree more. Thank you all for all those super chats. I really do appreciate it. We really do appreciate it. But yes, I stand corrected. I could have sworn he said something about him saying that he was Haitian at some point in some podcast that he did, but I don't know. Maybe I misheard or something like that. It's all good. But it seems weird, regardless, that you would sit there and say any of this stuff, making it sound like he is lesser than just because he's from Haiti. I'm from Haiti. I take offense from that. You know what I'm saying? That's my family. You know what I mean? That's my roots. You don't say that kind of stuff, you know? But like I said, you attack any of those things, it makes you seem lesser than a man. In my personal opinion, yes, I said lesser than a man. That's my personal opinion. Mr. Behavior, $5 super chat. Thank you so much for it. The reason Fresh didn't say anything is because he's a follower. Thank you. That's exactly what we're trying to say, Mr. Behavior. Thank you so much for saying that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. That's exactly what we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So this is the world. This is the world that we're living in right now. What T just said was perfect. Like right now, perfect example. I just was on DJ exclusive James from the Benjamin Dixon show was on, right? He was on, and I gave him a shout out. Why? Because we're on the same kind of platform all together. You know, we're talking together, we're chopping it up, we're having good old times. We are supporting each other, right? And this is also on Abba and Preach's side too. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. What needs to happen is for all of us to be helping each other out, supporting each other, not trying to rip each other down by doing pissing contests of, oh, well, we only have 430,000 subscribers and look how many people are watching our stuff instead of yours. What's that? Where's the maturity in that? Where does that whole thing, what is that helping? You see what I'm saying? Instead of building each other up by working together, cross-pollination and collaborating and all that, you're wanting to tear each other down. which is wrong. It's not the greatest thing. Now, I understand they have to have this beef because, you know, Fresh and Fit wanted to just knock them down a few pegs because they think suddenly they got too big for their own britches, right? Because they're seeing all these numbers and ego comes into play and all that stuff, which is a double-edged sword and can be a nasty monster if you don't know how to control that monster. Ego can really F you up if you don't know how to tailor and direct that ego energy the right way. But these guys are getting overzealous, feeling like feeling like they can do anything. They're on top of the world, mama. So they can sit there and talk all kinds of crazy stuff because they think that because they have thousands of people that tune in every single time they go live, gives them leverage to talk ish. When you're talking to some guys that have been building their platform for the longest time, they the goats in their own realm. That's why they have millions of subscribers. That's why they're marching towards 2 million subscribers. Because they earned that respect. Fresh and Fit, so far, it seems as if it's just money that's being thrown. They're paying for the respect. They say that they're the hardest working guys. Sure, they're putting in the work. It's not like this is the easiest thing in the world. They're doing a show, putting things together, getting women, especially their show is so complicated. You know what I mean? They got women that are coming in all the time, right? In and out. They got to make sure they got this person and this celebrity and nah. They got to shake hands and kiss babies. That's a lot of work. That's still a lot of work. But it's two different types of work that they're doing here, y'all. You know, Abba and Preach is a little bit more organic and real, authentic. Fresh and Fit, they just got money. They got money that they can throw at to make things happen, fly people in and all that. Shoot, if I had that kind of money, bruh, shoot. Let me get this super chat. Mr. Behavior, $5 super chat. Again, thank you, my brother. Thank you. These men don't know how to stand behind their words or challenge other men when they get out of pocket. Abba showed this when he was on their show. That's absolutely true, too. I remember I saw that video where he was talking to Myron, basically saying, hey, this is what's going on. You said something on a podcast about me, and Myron was just stuttering all over the place. Like, I don't know what you talking about. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, or like I'm going to say right now, there are so many other things they can be using their platform for in a positive right now, both of them right now, than what they're doing right now. This is the time that, you know, Black creators need to start helping each other, lifting each other up. Now, I understand if you want to say this person's a fraud or that person's a fraud, fine. And if you got receipts, go on ahead and do your thing. But it also depends on how the person you are accusing being a fraud, how they react to that stuff. Because they could easily not say nothing, or they could literally come up and say, hey, you know what? Here it is, y'all. Here's the truth. And just put it out there on display. Be transparent. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, I just feel like this is just like a gap between generations, probably between both channels. And this, for me, correlates well with like music and hip hop, because like old school hip hop, new school, you know, mumble rap. And it's like the mumble rap is personifying a lifestyle that they got overnight. And there's no, you know, there's no groundwork. There's no real talent behind it. It's just, what can I pay for or have paid for me to be around me so my appearance comes off as being authentic, versus old school hip hop, which is authentic and their talent and it hits last forever, it's timeless. So Abba and Preach, it seems like they have a foundation there, you know, that's authentic, and you don't even have to even say it because you can see it, versus Fresh and Fit, who are paying for the guests or women around them, and they are using them, you know, matter of fact, they handpick who to put on there just so they can look better. So they're finding women who aren't the brightest to put down, to subjugate, to make fun of.
I mean, they're literally going after, and I'm not trying to say all Instagram models and all that are don't have brains, but you got to remember they're bringing these girls on. They're giving them a bunch of Trulies and shots of vodka, all right, and then they put them on the show. So then these girls, some of them don't drink, some of them are taking care of themselves and being safe, but you got all these girls, like I said, these are and they have a few, sometimes they have a few like feminists or business women that they bring on the show and all that, but it's few and far between. You have a lot of other women that are coming in that help support their narrative. They give them a little bit of drinks. They come on, they say what they need to say, and then Myron just with his stats, his statistics, and then that's it. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, listen, all good. If that works for you, that works for you. But what their whole goal is a Jerry Springer moment. Their whole goal is to have wild and crazy stuff happening on the show. You see what I'm saying? I mean, shoot, they even have Patreons. I've heard this in their shows. They're like, yo, y'all need to go over to the Patreon. There's some X-rated stuff you can check on the Patreon. So, I mean, they basically have turned everything into a Girls Gone Wild X-rated, much more X-rated version of stuff, rather than actually bringing in stuff that men in this manosphere are going to actually appreciate and respect. You're just going, hey, let's get all these hot girls on the show. We're going to have 8 girls. They're all hot. They all look like they're walking into a club. We're going to give them a bunch of liquor, bunch of Trulies and vodka. And then we're going to see what happens. We're going to sit back and see what happens. And if one gets a little if one of them gets a little unruly, I'm going to Frank Castle that ass. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what's going on here. So here it is, y'all. I just put in the link. Definitely, I put it up right here. All right, because I put it up on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and on YouTube. If you have a thought, want to come in and spill in your 2 cents, by all means, it's time to jump on and do some speak on it. All right. Just click on that link. You should be able to hop on video chat, or you could just call in audio. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Who do you lean towards? Do you lean towards Abba and Preach? Are you with Fresh and Fit till you die? Because I know that there's a lot of ride or dies for Fresh and Fit. And I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say that their show isn't entertaining. It's entertaining. But does it bring value? Is it really bringing value? And yes, T was right. 100%. You know what I'm saying? This is like Fast and the Furious versus soul food. You know what I'm saying? One is like really, really organic, you know what I'm saying? And another one's really flashy and, looks really great and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They still have entertainment value. They still both have entertainment value. But does it actually bring value? Something that you can walk away from with it, So, video line, the link is down below. Click on it, jump on. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I see a bunch of y'all on here. You know what I'm saying? Hop on. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this and see what's really going down, because there's so much going on with this situation. And I feel bad for both parties, because, hey, Fresh and Fit have built their own lane. They have built their own lane, but so has Abba and Preach, and they both deserve the respect that they both deserve. But at the same time, like, Fresh and Fit kind of shot themselves in the foot kind of hard, as of this morning, by the way, when I saw their subscriber base, it was at 420,000. Somebody else just said it just dropped to 420,000 12,000. That's a huge drop. No. Hold on, sorry. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this story. Like I said before, we got the links. Oh, Laura. Sorry. Hold on. This thing is losing its damn mother loving mind. Hold up. Okay. I'm going to add. All right. We got Laura Estrada on. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And I also have Mr. Behavior on with us as well. How y'all doing? Hello, hello.
What's up?
What's going on? Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, Mr. Behavior. Okay, so Laura, since you jumped on first, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well,
We lost her, I think.
I'm feeling I'm offended, obviously, because I get it that we have these like man shows and everything,
Right.
and it's a lot of but it's a lot of the incels that are the audience for usually that type of genre, and I just feel like men need to rise above that, especially men of color, since these are examples that I don't want men to follow. It's, I'm a fun person. I get women. I enjoy looking at women as well, even though I'm straight. But there's just this to just get money and notoriety through women and sex. I'm just over it, and it's sad. It's funny at first, but then when I sit here and think about it and think about how these platforms are used, when we need so much right now to be focusing on building each other up and moving forward. And I feel like this, in its own way, sets us backwards using technology that we have now. So just disappointed in hearing these stories. And it's 2021.
It's interesting.
It is of men of color too. Why do we have to deal with this with the white incels? And now we're having this conversation. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Thank you for that. I agree to a certain extent. I do think it's obviously there are a lot of guys out here that are funding or supporting certain channels because there are guys out here that aren't getting none. Let's be real. And they might be feeling some type of way about not getting any. So they're already angry, and probably it's a whole bunch of sexual frustration on top of that. Kiki of 5 just gave you a round of applause. A Lady 747 also gave you a bunch of love as well. And a bunch of people are saying the same thing. They're like, you tell them, Laura. But yes, I mean, these guys are funding. They are living off of these guys, and we can't automatically say it's only just these guys, you know what I mean, that aren't getting none. But it is a large. There is a large.
Well,
there's a large population for that. You see what I'm saying? There is a large.
And what makes me sad is I know it came from a place originally of men wanting to bond, with social media, wanting to connect with other men that feel the same way. But with anything, something good can turn bad. And I've just watched this platform of a lot of repressed desires. You could argue that a lot of men that are sexually frustrated come from like a repressed religious background. I mean, there's so many avenues that it goes. It's just a vicious circle, and I don't know. I honestly think as a women, this is when we honestly look to our men allies of like help. Like you guys are the example that you set for other generations, or even just changing yourself now. It's very possible to change the way you feel about women and our rights, and through thinking about your mom and your sisters and your daughters. And this is a conversation that kind of gets swiped over of how I feel watching this happen and looking towards my allies and my advocates of like, help us here. You know, it's up to you guys to help lift us up, not bring us down.
You know, you ain't wrong with that. That's hard facts. That's hard facts. I think that, you know, I wish, you know, Rodney King, can we all just get along? You know what I'm saying? Can we all just, you know, lift each other up, show some love and support? I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Behavior here in a second, but I just wanted to throw up Jasmine, one of our family members, said something that I like, said, live to impress yourself, never lie, never live to impress others. If you love me, I love you too. If you don't, I bid you your due. You ain't here to win your affection, or I ain't here to win your affection. So don't judge me. Work on your own reflection. That's absolutely truth. It's all true. It's all about self-improvement, right? It's all about working on yourself. So like, for example, when Abba and Preach were like, hey, here's the truth on what's going on with these guys. They could have taken a much higher road. They could have gone and said, hey, here's what's, you know, when they stated their opinions on that video saying, hey, these guys are capping, they're not, you know, they're lying, they're not telling the full truth.